Hey, what is up, fellow critics? Darno here, back at it with another Last of Us reaction. We're at season 2, episode 6. Last episode was good. We see, Ellie finally, get some of that rage. Finds Nora, ends up, asking her, hey, where's Abby? And, showing her that side of her, pretty much beating the crap out of her, killing her. And I don't know, did she find out where Abby is? I don't know. Did she tell? I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see what happens next. So before we start, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to see this full-length reaction, check us out on Patreon. All right, let's go and start it up.
I'm gonna get the belt.
No, you're not. I will.
I don't know who these are. Who the people are. Oh. Okay. 1983. That means one of them is Joel.
I was buying pot from this other kid. He tried to rip me off and we got into a fight.
That's what you're going with? Just before I got out of the car, man. It just... It broke my jaw.
Damn.
I mean, maybe I go too far. I don't know. But I'm doing a little better than my father did. I hope you do a little better than me.
Wow. Wow. Damn, that hits hard.
Oh, the new guy.
Been here 2 months,
Oh, snap. Joel is back.
No, leave it. Leave it. Don't touch it.
Tommy, what happened?
She was working KP and she burned her arm.
Well,
Oh.
Ellie.
So this is when she first burned her arm.
I just really wanted to wear short sleeves again.
Hey,
They messed up the cake.
Happy 15th birthday, Eli.
I'd surely lose myself. Everything that I've found here.
She looks younger here, so I wonder if did they film this earlier or they just...
Jesse said he'd train me if you let him.
Is there something going on between you two? I see the way you look at him.
He don't
I gotta
know.
keen
I
up.
promise you I won't get pregnant if you let me train for patrols.
Don't have to worry about that. Why does she look so goofy?
Is something that took a mighty effort to find. Play it.
Is it the...
30 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Astronaut.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I do okay.
Are you kidding me?
Best birthday ever.
Joel, what the fuck?
Exactly. What the fuck? Get out of here.
Oh.
No, wait. What
17, by the way.
Well, I'm 19.
Sorry that I got a tattoo and smoked weed and fooled around with a girl. Except I'm not.
It's just crazy how 1 year can change things.
If the Raiders could kill all those soldiers, and Marlene, and you had to carry me the whole time, how did we get away?
Ouch.
Go for Cache Creek.
Infected North Pinnacle. Eugene and Adam need backup. You're the closest we've got.
Go back.
I'm not your fucking kid, Joel. I'm your partner. We stick together.
I mean, she already went through so much. Like, you forget all the crap she's been through already?
Oh shit, Eugene.
Ellie.
Oh. Oh, Eugene. Damn.
We let Gail out, keeping her at a safe distance, of course, and I say bye.
Can't do that.
Oh.
9, 10.
Oh, they're doing the
He has
test
time.
thing.
We tie him up and we bring him back.
Don't shoot him, Joel.
I promise.
Which way?
Head right.
No, that's not the right way.
If you have last words for her, I'll pass them along.
Last words for her. No, I need her last words.
Mm. Oh. Damn.
I'm sorry.
Someone has to make the tough decisions.
And he wished he could say goodbye to you in person, but he didn't want to put you in danger. And he wasn't scared.
She is pissed.
That's not what happened.
Oh no.
He begged to see you.
She gonna blow the
He had
spot up.
time. He promised us both. And then Joel shot him in the head.
Oh. She is pissed. And that probably started at the downfall. Then she kind of figured, all right, from that, most likely he did what he did at Salt Lake. Did they talk here? Did he stop? Oh no, she just walked past. Oh, she did come back.
You lied to me. You looked me in the eyes and you lied. And it was the same face. The same fucking look.
Oh.
Could they have made a cure?
Making a cure would have killed you.
Then I was supposed to die. That was my purpose. Because you're selfish.
No, what?
Because I love you. If you should ever have one of your own,
I'm better. Treat him better than I did.
I hope you do a little better than me.
I like that. Nice callback.
I don't think I can forgive you for this. But I would like to try.
Oh wow. I didn't know all that. Wow, that's crazy. All right, that was the episode. Really good. Really enjoyed this one. Definitely a good setup for this final episode. So what we see first, we see 1983. We see two young boys. They're in the house. They're like, oh, you know, I'm gonna get the belt and all this stuff. He was like, no, don't worry about it. I'm gonna deal with it and all this stuff. See, the father comes home, and then we see these two boys. See, one is Joel, one is Tommy. And then we see that you know, Joel is taking the brunt for Tommy, saying like, hey, it was me who, you know, was getting into a fight after, you know, trying to buy weed or something like that. And we see Joel's dad, and he's like, yeah, no, I know what happened. He was telling him he pretty much is lying, trying to cover for him. And he was like, oh, you're not going to touch him and all this stuff. And then we see Joel's dad saying like how when he was younger, he got punched by his father in the face and broke his jaw, and his jaw wired for like freaking like 2 weeks or something like that, which is crazy. And you know, Joel's dad was saying like, hey, you know, I do, you know, hit y'all, but never like that. Never. You know, I try to do my best. And his main thing, he said, you know, hopefully when you have your own kids, you just do a little bit better than I did, you know, which is crazy. It's crazy how they spun that around. And then we see it goes further in time. Then we see Joel and a younger Ellie, and she's just turning, was it 15, 16 or something like that. He, you know, got her cake and all that stuff. And then we see him getting her a guitar, and you know, he's gonna teach her how to you know, use it and all that stuff. So it's really good. I really like the way they did this episode, how they slowly going in time in Joel's, you know, perspective. Also, we see that she burned her arm and stuff like that. She just said, oh, I just want to be able to wear short sleeves and stuff like that. And then we see them go out, and he actually takes her to go see the dinosaur, and they go to the museum. You know, they go see the with Apollo 15, the spaceship, I forgot what it's called, but they went in there. She had the helmet. He played the liftoff for her and all that stuff. So a really good birthday. And then we go a year again. She's 17, I think, this time. And then, you know, he got her a cake and all this stuff, and then walks in the room, and she's messing with that one girl from I think it was the first or second episode. And you know, we see them. I thought a little funny part, Joel's like, she's 17. She's like, well, I'm 19. So that was just funny. But you know, Joel didn't realize that she liked girls, and you know, she was smoking pot, getting a tattoo and all this stuff. And you know, Joel's freaking, you know, yelling at her, stuff like that. And then she was like, you know, so she ended up trying to move her stuff in the garage and stuff like that. And you know, Joel's like, no, you ain't gonna do that, there's no running water, like, you know, all that stuff. But then he was like, all right, you know what, you know, you should have your own space and all that stuff, so, you know, give me a couple days, I'll, you know, set it up for you. And then we'll, you know, so they kind of made up a little bit. Then we see another 2 years later when she's 19, and we see her sitting on the bed, and she's actually has a note. She's practicing saying it and all this stuff. She's asking about Salt Lake City. You know, some of this stuff that Joel said just didn't make sense, so she got questions and stuff that she wants to tell him, but she didn't get a chance to. Joel knocked on the door and was like, hey, you know, now you're 19, let's go do some patrols. So they go out on a patrol, and he's trying to teach her what to do and all this stuff, but they have distress call. So Eugene and some other girl, they having trouble and all that stuff, so they go to help, and then they find Eugene. Finally we get to meet Eugene, but Eugene is bit. So we see that, and so, you know, Eugene's like, hey, you know, take me back, let me go say goodbye to Gail, and then you know, just keep me at outside the gates and all that stuff, just let me go say goodbye. And then Joel's like, no, we can't do that, you know the rules. And then Ellie was like telling him like, hey, put your hand out and count to 10, and if it shakes, then if it does not shake, then you're good. And she actually learned that when they had her locked up. The Fireflies had her locked up like crazy. So he did that, and he was good. So Joel was like, all right, fine. Ellie was like, please, just let's do this, we'll tie him up and then we'll walk him. They're like, okay, just go get the horses. And she said it herself. She started walking and turned around and was like, hey. He's like, don't worry, I got you, I promise. I'm not gonna kill him. So we see Joel and Eugene walk in, and then Eugene was like, oh, it's cold, I didn't know it was gonna be, I feel cold, you know. And he was like, which way? He's like, this way. I was like, oh, you know that what's gonna happen. So we see Joel, he walks, you know, Eugene to this lake, and Eugene finally realized what was going on. He was like, hey, you know, I need to go see my wife. Joel's like, oh, you know, just leave it, you know, just tell me any last words and all that stuff. He's like, it's not my last words, it's her last words. I want to be able to see my wife. I want to be able to see her before I die. I want that to be the last thing I see. And Joel's like, yeah, I can't do that. Just, he was like, you know, if you truly love her, you know, you'll be able to see her no matter what, you know. So he was like, yep, I see her. And then Joel shot him. And then we see Ellie goes there, finds the body, and she was pissed. I knew she was going to be pissed because he promised that he wasn't going to do it, and he did it. So they're going back, and they meet up with Gail, and then Joel tells Gail, like, hey, you know, we found him, he was bit, but, you know, we couldn't do anything. You know, he didn't want to come because he didn't want to risk affecting you, and he ended up taking his own life and stuff like that. So, you know, she was upset, and then Ellie was like, nah, it didn't happen that way. You know, he lied, saying, you know, he wanted to come and say goodbye to you, but Joel said no and shot him anyway. Oh my God. So Gail slaps him. No, we see why Gail's so upset with Joel. So she walks away. She is pissed. We see 9 months later, and they're back at that New Year's dance and all that stuff. And then we see Joel talking to Tommy and his wife. And then, you know, she's pretty much saying like, hey, you know, I know I said some things, but, you know, we do appreciate you and all that stuff. And then that's when we see the one guy, you know, talk bad about Ellie and Dina. And that's when Joel gets up and pushes him and all that stuff. And then we see Ellie saying, hey, you know, don't try to save me and all that stuff. I don't need you. So he leaves, and then he goes on the porch playing the guitar. Then we see Ellie walk by, and we just seen her walk by, and that was it. But she did come back. And they were talking, and you know, she was like, hey, you know, I need you to tell me the truth because you lied to me. You gave me you had that same face when you promised me, and you did the same thing earlier. So now she knew that he lied, and she was like, all right, this is the last time. If you lie to me, I'm done. And then, you know, she was like, what happened in Seattle? Did you, you know, were there other immune? He was like, no. He was like, you know, did you, you know, kill the Firefly? He was like, yes, you know. And then we see Joel saying like, hey, you know, I killed everyone. He pretty much killed everyone, even Marlene and all that stuff. But because she was going to die. You're going to die from this cure. And then we see Ellie was like, you know, that was my purpose. You just should have let me die. And then, you know, Joel was like, hey, you know, obviously you don't understand this now, but the reason why I didn't, because I love you, you know, and you won't understand this because you're not a, you know, not a parent, but one day you will understand this. And when you do understand this, you know, just promise me you'll be just a little bit better parent than I'm doing. So it's just crazy how they threw that back, that line from when he was younger. He's saying it to her. So I really like that, how they did that. And then she was like, you know, I can never forgive you, but, you know, I'm going to try. So that was good. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize they left on good terms. I knew that, obviously we found out she knew, but we didn't know how she knew. And they talked. They had that really good scene and they talked, and he told her and she knew about it and she was okay with it, you know. And it's crazy. It's crazy that we just found out, you know. So I really like what they did there to kind of switch it up a little bit. You know, kept you wondering what was going to happen and how she knew. And Joel told her. So, and then we see her walking towards the theater. So she's going to meet up with them, probably tell them, hey, I killed Nora and I'm going to kill the rest. So, yeah, good episode. So now we know that there's going to be another season, and she is still going after Abby because there's only one episode left. And so, surprisingly, I didn't know it was going to be like this. Pretty much, I didn't think Joel was going to die so quick. You know, I thought, you know, but at least in the middle, he died super early. But, yeah. So, yeah, guys, good episode, guys. Let me know what your thoughts. Did you like it? Did you not? I know a lot of people are hating on this show. I think it did start off a little... It started off good. Once Joel died, it kind of went flat a couple episodes, but then it picked back up. Even the last episode, a lot of people didn't like. I can understand why, because they wanted Ellie to be, like, super, you know, gung-ho and all that stuff, and she was just too... you know, kitty, you know, she should have been more like Dina. Like anyone, Dina was more pissed. Seems like Dina was more pissed than Ellie. So I can see that. I can see they, you know, like Ellie should be on a killing spree, and we're not seeing that. So I understand why people are upset. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to see this full length reaction, check us out on Patreon. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.